I need to talk to you, AI. I've got some tough questions for you. What role should AI play in representing human identity in film production? Filmmaking has always been a mirror. Sometimes it reflects us clearly, sometimes the images are distorted, but it always reveals how we see one another and how we wish to be seen. Casting is never just a technical decision. It is a moral and a cultural act. It determines who gets to speak, whose stories are told, and how identities are remembered, misunderstood, or even erased. The power to represent human identity on screen has never been neutral. Now, with the rise of artificial intelligence, that power is shifting in unfamiliar and unsettling ways. When artificial intelligence begins to generate people, not just environments or objects, but faces, voices, gestures, and personalities, we are no longer dealing with special effects or visual polish. We are talking about synthetic characters designed to simulate human presence. At first glance, this seems like a creative leap forward. Filmmakers can now imagine people who have never existed. They can age or de-age characters without prosthetics. They can build entire performances with no actor present, changing a character with a single line of code. But beneath this new flexibility lies a series of questions that are far more urgent than efficiency or cost. Who decides what these synthetic people look like? Who defines their expressions, their mannerisms, their tone of voice? What cultural references are embedded in their movements, their language, their sense of self? When artificial intelligence creates a human likeness, it is not drawing from nothing. It is pulling from a long history of images, voices, and behaviors that have been uploaded, labeled, and judged. And what has been uploaded reflects the biases and exclusions of the past. Artificial intelligence does not learn what is fair or just. It learns what is frequent. It learns what has been most visible. And what has been most visible has often left out entire communities, entire ways of speaking, living, and being. If we rely on these systems without reflection, we will not simply repeat the past. We will reinforce it. We will harden it beneath a smooth modern surface and call it progress. The danger is not only poor representation. It is the illusion of fairness. Artificial intelligence does not understand why certain images carry pain or pride. It does not know the difference between a stereotype and a symbol. It does not question what it reproduces. It simply reflects the dominant patterns. In doing so, it becomes the new casting agent who says a character does not feel right unless they look a certain way, speak a certain way, belong to a certain frame. And when filmmakers begin to replace actors with artificial substitutes, we lose more than presence. We lose the dialogue between performer and director. We lose the lived nuance an actor brings from their background, their accent, their silence. We lose the creative tension that helps reshape stories into something more truthful. Synthetic people do not speak up. They do not offer resistance. They do not ask why their character is written a certain way. They simply perform as programmed. That passivity is tempting. In the chaos of production, a flawless digital face might seem easier than a real human voice. But that convenience comes at a cost. It removes identity from its context. It turns lived experience into aesthetic design. It turns people into presets. Representation is not just about who appears on screen. It is about how those appearances are shaped. It happens in the early casting process, in the rehearsal room, in moments of hesitation and revision. It happens when a performer says something that changes the scene. It happens when someone asks the difficult question. That process cannot be automated. It must be lived. This does not mean artificial intelligence has no place in the creative process. It can support visual development. It can offer unexpected combination and strange imaginative prompts. It can serve as a sketchbook, but it should never replace the work of listening to real people, involving real lives, building stories with care and confrontation. Human identity in cinema carries memory, history, beauty, contradiction, and the potential for transformation. It should never be left to systems that cannot feel its weight. Artificial intelligence may create images of people, but only people can speak for themselves, and only people should decide how they are seen.